for the mayor of Milton, Zeeshan Hamid. Welcome to the Community Talk.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Zeeshan, I know that you're running from last 8 years. You was the local councillor in Ward 8 that time, but now it's become Ward 4. And now in the last 4 years, you are the regional councillor. So number one question, which has come in my mind, you are doing very good as a regional conference and councillor, but there is a mayor, sitting mayor, and he's from long time. I think, I don't know if I say that after Hazel McCallion, he is the one who is a long time there in the Milton. I don't know how many years he is there, but I listen his name from many, many years, right? So is not feeling that it's quite tough? Why you decided that to run as a mayor in the town?
It is a tough race for sure, but it's the right thing to do and it's time. Our mayor has done a very good job so far. He's brought Milton this far. There's a formidable legacy that will never be broken. But the question is, who is the right person to lead Milton forward from this point on?
Yes, that's always is there, because in every field, either in technology, either in science, either in literature, anywhere, we want to see the new ideas. And without the new ideas, definitely legacy is playing a very important role. And we all know that legacy is important, history is important, because somebody bring from point A to point D, but somebody have to take the point from D to F, G, H, where somebody is, they have to. And that's how the history move on. So tell me that this is okay, you decided that you want to be run for the mayor, but what are the something in your mind that as a mayor, you think that, okay, I want to change this? Something very, very important as for the Miltonian, that I want to do these things.
Yeah, so the good question. Thank you for asking that question. The deciding factor for me was the state of small businesses in Milton. If you look at Milton, we're actually not only not attracting small businesses, we're losing businesses. Businesses are moving out of Milton, and regional staff actually predicts under the most recent growth plan, Milton will lose 17,000 jobs over 10 years. And that's not a way to grow. I might have a different idea. I want to attract businesses. I want to create Milton as a community that has this vibrant business community as well. And that was the main deciding factor that pushed me to this race.
So I know that for many years we are hearing that Laurier University campus is coming. Oh, it's there, it will be there, but I don't see any really. I myself has moved to the Milton very recently, but I don't see a practical plan or something that is which I can see in my lifetime that, okay, this is a Laurier University's campus is here now, because that's another big thing to attract the people, bring the businesses, we create the businesses as well. So where you see those plans?
Yeah, when it comes to political advocacy, Milton tends to just sit back and wait for things to happen. So university is coming. Our GO station is coming. A parking lot is coming. These things are all coming. But what happens is that when the province of Ontario has limited amount of money, they have 444 municipalities, and they tend to allocate money to municipalities that make a lot of noise. And Milton always gets pushed aside. Year after year after year after year. And that's another reason why the question to ask is, who's the better person to lead Milton forward? Because we need someone with that has a more activist streak in them, that they'll be more engaged and more involved and a lot more vocal in lobbying the province to make sure that Milton is treated fairly.
So few things which I observe when I live in the Mississauga as well, Hamid, that people, our mayor or our councillors, they without I don't know why they sometimes don't see a big picture. Just like I give you the good example of the Mississauga. Mississauga is not far from the Kipling station. There is a subway, right? Why that subway is not bring to the Dixie? So Mississauga will also get the subway. But instead of that, the Mississauga investing too much money on the Green Line, which is from Port Credit to up to Steel, right? I don't see, yes, it is for the business purposes, like because apartment buildings and high-rise buildings are coming there in that road. That's why I can see that, why they want to bring that one. There's another way. But something Miltonian, I don't know, Milton is a different type of city, but people are always asking me that transit. But I think we need more GO train and buses regularly so people can use that one instead of very good or I don't know. Because a small city, I realize that.
We do. We actually, Milton spends, if you look at average municipality in GTA, I'm talking about average, I'm not talking about one on top of the game, average. Milton's transit system is a quarter in the size. So an average municipality has a transit system that's 4 times bigger than Milton. And that's not how it should be. That's not how it needs to be. But the problem is that because business doesn't have a strong business, Milton doesn't have a strong business tax base, Milton doesn't have money to build these things. In order to build quality of life services like transit, community programs, parks, athletic programs, you need to have a vibrant business community.
Okay. So my other question is because I saw that people is asking you as well on those questions on the social media as well, and I want to ask that question as well. So why we are thinking, I also myself is thinking that on the budget side, when the federal and the province have to budget, give the money to the town or the cities, the town get less and the cities get more. So how is divided those things? It is true?
No, it's typically just based on population.
Okay.
The name town or versus city is just a name.
Okay.
You can change the name to whatever you want. You can call it village, you can call it metropolitan. It makes no difference at all.
So it's not about that, it's more based on the population so one of the thing you mentioned that the per capita income of the Miltonian is this much, but we are actually using 2 point something. So what is that?
What I was mentioning is that if you look at all the municipalities and how much money they spend, Milton spends the least amount of money by far.
Okay.
And how much money Milton spends has been going down. And that's where you can see that in the state of our roads, you can see that in our infrastructure, you can see that in our transit, you can see that in our parks. And the reason mostly is because, I'll go back to the same point again, Milton doesn't have a vibrant business community. And because we don't get a lot of business taxes, we don't spend as much money as everyone else does.
But is it not true that before the Milton, if you see Milton is more about like a agricultural land, is more about the services like carpenters and all type of services, the people who provide the services. Those people are more living in that town, right?
Yeah, but they're losing.
But now the transformation is changed. I know that there are a lot of high-tech people, professionals, doctors, engineers. Everybody is moved to the Milton now. So the transformation of the population is also changing, and that's you think that's bring the what you call the per capita income has also increased due to that reason.
Yeah, but see, municipalities get tax money from the residential tax base and also the business tax base. Businesses pay a higher tax rate and they don't ask much in return. Residential tax rate is lower, and you generally cannot build quality of life type services on the backs of residential taxpayers because they're already stretched thin. What you need is business community to subsidize that tax base. Milton does have, average household income in Milton is quite high. It's one of the wealthier communities. It's one of the most educated communities in all of Canada. So in terms of concentration of university degrees, Milton has a highest amount of education compared to most of the municipalities in Canada.
So one of the areas about the Milton, I know that the youth population is very high, very good youth population, but the services that we are providing to the youth is all not up to that. Even you see the park, sports center, whatever you can take it, is not up to the levels where, so people are complaining about that. So being a mayor, going to be a mayor, Hamid, what you are going to do for that?
Yeah, and that's really it, right? Like the way to provide these services is to attract businesses because then you get money to invest in these services. Because Milton doesn't have a vibrant business community and our small businesses are actually dying down and leaving because of lack of space, because of certain policies, what ends up happening is that you don't just have money then to invest in these services because everything obviously costs money.
Yeah, because if I see John Tonali is not in a very rough shape. If you go inside, I not realize that's is very rough shapes. It is in Ward 1, and the councillor is also from many years that I don't know what the reason is behind, but still I have to figure out why it is that. Even go to the sports complex, although it is very near, very good one, but there are many things which need the improvement. If you go just enter there, you will find out, oh, this looks old. So similarly, go to the library, goes to the many other places. I will tell you, in the Milton is definitely built long time ago. That needs some upgrades. So being a mayor, you not see that the whole town need a transformation.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, right? Our mayor has brought Milton this far. He's done a good job. But now the question is, who's the right person to take Milton forward and modernize the community? Milton does need modernization at every level, not just in community programs, but also in staffing, also how we run our business, also in customer service, in every area.
So one of the know that you run a very good campaign and and is a very diversity, a lot of diversity in the Milton. And I don't know many communities move into the Milton. Not only one community is there. Now Milton is a diverse city. So I see that you are running a very diverse campaign as well, and many people are helping you. So what the peoples who are moved actually in the other community which has recently moved there, what are some top things they are asking for you?
Yeah, it depends on where they live, not where they're from, because different parts of Milton have different issues. So if you look at rural Milton, they deal with a lot of speeding, they deal with the road safety, they deal with some representation issues. If you look at old Milton, they have different kind of issues. A lot of newer population is in new parts of Milton where homes are smaller and closer together, so they deal with parking issues.
Oh, yes.
And they deal with overcrowdedness in school and lack of parks. And so it depends on where you live, your issues are different. Old Milton has, houses have larger driveways. You have plenty of space for parking. They don't deal with parking issues, but they deal with aging infrastructure. They deal with intensification. So again, it depends on where you live in Milton.
So other issue which is very commonly asked in all the cities, all the towns, and I know that the people's about the snowball, right, removal, right? That's always the issue. Not only that Milton, I know in the Mississauga people also complain about that one. So as there is a lot of seniors living in your area as well, right, in the city. And one of the difficult thing for the senior is that when the plow come and they put the snow on their driveway, a huge pile, right? And that's not easy to really move, right? And that's one of the complaint they want, that the city will really not do that. They want that should be also move away. Why is pile up on their parking side and block, and some people get heart attack. Really is difficult to move that. So what do you want to do for that one?
We remove it for free for seniors. So we have a program called Window Removal Program. Seniors are also people with disabilities, right? It's not just an age thing. Sometimes younger people also have different abilities. So we remove it for free. For that segment of the population.
Okay. So there is already a plan, or
there's already a program. We passed it about 6 years ago.
Because some people don't know even that one, because the new
That's
population.
the other problem. People often don't try to find out what programs are out there.
Yes.
We try to get information out through social media, through other channels. But generally, when people have questions about something, chances are someone's thought about the question. Let's just pick up the phone, call a town hall, and somebody will give them the answer.
Well, you know that one of the recent events happened, right, in the town, and that's what's a very sad events happened. One of the small business owner, and he was shot. Not only he was shot, but also a student who is doing a part-time job in his shop, he's also died. And that's really a very sad incident happened. And the crime, although the crime started from Mississauga, criminals comes to the Milton and then go to the Hamilton, and where he also police captured him and he's died in the captivity. So that's whole thing is going on. So whatever the reason behind it, the two great things are coming up from the Muslim, all the communities. They are complaining about. One is crime rate is increasing in all the GTA. It's not only Milton, and Milton is also part of the larger community. So don't think that Milton at the moment maybe have the less crime rates, but they are not having in the future. Similarly, like Mississauga don't have before crimes, but now is highly increased there. And to how many cars, I think the biggest number of cars are still from the Peel region, I think this year. So one thing is crime rates increasing, other thing is drugs, usage of the drugs from the high schools. And you will find in every high school in the corner there, people are sitting there, they are selling the drugs. And there are spots where you will find very popular spots where those people are standing who are selling the drugs. If you want, I can identify you as well. Those spots, everybody know where those are. Being a mayor, going to be a mayor of town, these are the two big challenges. How you can handle that?
Yeah, I mean, policing is a complicated issue because it's not simply a mayor issue. It's not simply a municipal issue. it's something that every level of government, and mostly provincial governments, deal a lot more with policing and laws and legislation around that. So it's not something that a mayor can single-handedly solve. So I want to be very clear, because sometimes people make big promises election time. But it is something that the police services have to pay a lot attention to. It's crime is such a thing that if you catch it early, it's easier to handle than if you don't pay attention to it. It gets out of hand and it gets worse and worse and worse over time. So it is something that police services need to pay a lot more attention to.
Because one of the things, Hamid, my observation, I live in this country from last 22 years. My observation is that if I not stop on a stop sign, I get caught and easily get, I have to get the ticket, right? When I park in the wrong places or just inches from, this not supposed inches away from the what you call fire hydrant or something, is although quite distance, but some inches missing there, I got the ticket as well. So police is very quick to give these type of all tickets, right? But I don't see that anybody's car is really steal. I know my neighbor's car, very new car, he bought it and he's still, he never find out. People get, one of my friend, all jewelries get theft, that jewelry never find out. So how this things is working? Because I see the police is very good on giving the ticket, but on the other side, to find out the crimes and who steal that and find out those things is really not find a very good job though. So on the cities or town level, what mayor can do on those things?
I think one of the things mayors can do is push for more boots on the ground. We do need more police officers on the ground. One of the things a province should look at is some of the provinces, they distinguish between traffic officers and I don't want to say real, I want to say actual police, different police work and traffic enforcement. And then they have different people focusing on them. And that's something Ontario should look at as well, because that would free up police time to do real police work and crime investigation as opposed to issuing traffic tickets and traffic enforcements.
So one last question, a very important question. What is some message you want to give to the Miltonian for 24 October?
Yeah, I mean, my main message to everyone would be to vote and make sure everyone votes.
Okay.
A lot of times people complain, but municipal turnout is only 30-35%, which means the vast majority of people are not even voting. And we still complain about things, right? The way to make a difference is to actually go out and vote. If they don't vote, nothing will change. Even if they're not voting for me, they should still go out and vote.
So how they reach out to you to take a sign and put on their home, in front of their homes?
Yeah, I mean, my URL is easy to remember. It's voteze.ca, votezee.ca.
Okay.
All my information is there. Take a look at it. If you like what you see, sign up to volunteer, get a yard sign, make a donation, and off you go.
Excellent. Thank you, Zeeshan, to giving the time to Toronto 360. And I know that I try to ask you the questions, which is the people's mind questions, and I read it out from the different places, find these questions that people want to know from you. Going to be a mayor of town of Milton, because Milton is going to be a very important town in the future, because a lot of people and professionals move there and they want to see a lot of good services should be started, as like GTA, other big cities, they have the good services, and town of Milton still don't have those services. I hope that you become the mayor of Milton, and those services which people are really enjoying in Toronto, Mississauga, or some other big cities, we enjoy it in the Milton as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.